Hey everybody, it's me, Mikey McBryan. I'm here at the Calgary Aerospace Museum, and today's a very special day. Today is the 45th anniversary of Buffalo Airways. That's right, Buffalo started in 1970 on this day. And luck has have it, there's a lot of Buffalo Airways history hidden here at the Calgary Museum, and I can't wait to show you. And the first thing I want to show you is Buffalo Airways' first airplane, and it's just over here. Okay, here it is, Buffalo's first airplane. Just kidding. This is actually the Silver Dart, which is Canada's first airplane. Here's a little tip to tell if it's not a Buffalo Airways airplane. It's not painted green, so that's how you can tell. Okay, believe it or not, the history of Buffalo Airways starts off with a story about the Northern Norseman. This guy right here. Okay, so to tell the story properly, we have to go back to early March 1944, when my grandmother flew from Great Bear Lake to Yellowknife, landing on Back Bay in a Northern Norseman. And she was pregnant, and she actually gave birth to a Wilson Claude McBryan and, at the Con Mine Hospital. And you probably never heard of Wilson Claude McBryan, and there's a reason for that, is because that's actually my father's real name. You know, it's not Buffalo Joe, it's Wilson. So how did he become Buffalo Joe? Well, it's a kind of a funny story. At the time in the hospital, there was 3 babies. There was a Josephine, a Joanna, and Wilson. So having 2 Joes, they nicknamed my father Joey, and it stuck. And that's how we got Buffalo Joe. Okay, let's flash forward to my favorite year of the Ford Mustang, 1967. Now, from this very location, only about 1,000 feet, my father came here to Calgary to train on one of these. And this is called a Link Trainer. And this is how, back in the day, before Flight Simulator, the guys got their instrument rating. So I highly recommend, especially if you're a technical guy, come check out how the boys used to learn how to fly back in the day. Okay, getting back to the Northern Norseman, here's a fun fact. This very helicopter behind me is called Igor. And my father traded it for a very iconic airplane, his personal Northern Norseman SAN. Now, if you're from Yellowknife, you might have heard it ripping down Back Bay. It's one of the best sounds in the world. But next, I want to show you something really special to Buffalo Airways history. Okay, now for the reason we're here. Can anyone guess what this airplane is behind me? Well, of course, it's a DC-3, but this aircraft is actually a little bit more special to the Buffalo Airways history. In 1976, my father bought this aircraft, which is called BZI, making it the very first DC-3 Buffalo Airways ever owned. Now you're asking, why is it in a museum? Well, we actually traded it for another iconic Buffalo Airways aircraft, the DC-4 IQM, which we used for the dam busting episode, one of my personal favorites. While this kind of wraps up my quick little history lesson, I have one more thing to tell you guys in honor of our 40th or 45th anniversary. Okay, so now here's the good part. For the next 48 hours, we're going to have everything on the Buffalo Airways website discounted 20%. And all you got to do is use the discount code 45 years. That's 45 in years, all lowercase. And you can have 20% off everything in the Buffalo Airways store. And that's going to be a thank you for all the fans, friends, family, dogs, cats, everybody who's put up with us for as long as I've lived. And, you know, for 45 years, what's the next 45 years going to look like? I don't know, but I can guarantee you one thing. As long as there's air in my lungs, there'll be a DC-3 flying painted green somewhere in the world. I guarantee you that. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. Okay, one last thing before we go. I want to say thank you to the Calgary Aerospace Museum for letting us hang out for the day. And more importantly, you can actually get your Buffalo Airways gear here at the gift shop. But anywhere you are in the world, check your local museum out and support your local radios and fly safe.